Welcome to the Fun Astrology Podcast, Friday. We've made it to July 29th. Thomas Miller, thank you so much for joining us. TGI Friday, by the way, so hope you have a good weekend set up. I'm getting ready for our guests who are starting to arrive next week for the trip. Looking forward to meeting many of you. And then if you want to take a look at coming in October, just go to funastrology.com/birthdays, and you'll get all the information of our October birthday bash. Now, there's not much today. We have one quick aspect that already happened. It was at 1 o'clock this morning Eastern Time. Mercury squared the North Node. Now, that's the true node. That's the exact position of the nodes of that intersection point in the sky. But really, we're building toward the big Sunday, then Monday conjunctions of the North Node with Uranus in Taurus. That happens Sunday at 4 o'clock in the afternoon. And then twice on Monday, we'll talk about this next week, Mars conjoins the North Node and Uranus. You've probably been seeing write-ups in social media about how this particular combination has not happened for a long time. I have not gone back and traced this back. Somebody I'm sure has, but the tipper here is just the three of them together. Now, when that happens, Sunday afternoon at 4 p.m. Eastern, Saturn over in Aquarius is squaring the aspect of Mars, North Node, Uranus, and the moon, which moves into Virgo Saturday afternoon, will be in a trine to the aspect. So we are definitely in that 48-hour kind of critical building window, if you will. Now, this one's a little bit interesting because of the two of the biggest aspects, Saturn and Pluto in January of 2020, and then Saturn and Jupiter in December of 2020. Those were basically clear marker, take it to the bank, something is going to shift and pivot around these conjunctions. And in the Saturn-Pluto case, we had 1,000 years of history that we could go back and look at. And in the Saturn-Jupiter situation, we have a 20-year cycle. So those are easier to take a look at and predict. Here, we don't have a history, not like those others. Mars takes just under 2 years to orbit the sun, 687 days. So Mars and Uranus are coming together every 687 days. The nodes of the moon take 18 and a half years, basically, to go around all 12 signs. And, of course, it's hitting Uranus, which is full of surprises. So that's where everybody is up in arms that basically Mars is going to trigger something as it transits across the North Node and Uranus. Absolutely a cookbook correct interpretation. But I want to argue that maybe we're already in this energy. I went back on SpeakPipe and pulled a couple of clips from two of you, and I'd like you to listen to this. One is from a couple of weeks ago, and another is from about a month ago, indicating that maybe we've been in the orb of this longer than we might think.
My husband just bought a car, and about a week ago or so, around the 13th, he had a one-car accident in his brand new car, and it was right after dropping me off at the airport. So whatever's going on is definitely going on. He just got his car back today.
That was from Kimberly, longtime listener. Kimberly, glad you and your husband are both okay. And then a couple of weeks after that was this.
Hi, Thomas. It's Helen calling in from the UK. I hope you're well. It's a bit crazy here at the moment since Mars went into Taurus. Boris has been kicked out of number 10. We've got a national emergency with a heat wave of 100 degrees coming. We've got rail strikes and postal strikes are coming at the end of July, which I'm sure must have something to do with Uranus and Taurus on the North Node, as they're all striking about pay.
Helen, I know that's going on in your own backyard. That's the UK. Protests going on, obviously, here in the USA for various things. But listen to this list of international countries where, for some cause or another, major protests are going on. This is going to blow your mind. South Korea, Netherlands, India, Sudan, Tunisia, Ecuador, Bolivia, Venezuela, Peru, Honduras, Sri Lanka, Ethiopia, Togo, South Africa, Turkey, Libya, Russia, Spain, Belarus, Chile, and Cuba. And that's all within, well, Mars approaching this conjunction. So yes, in the Northern Hemisphere, we've seen lots of hot weather, lots of hot emotions, lots of anger, Mars. And another alignment we need to look at in the sky with this is Jupiter Now, in retrograde in Aries, fire is in a trine with the sun in Leo, fire, and that sun in 10 days will be in a square with the Uranus North Node Mars conjunction. So this alignment is not as big as Saturn and Pluto. That one tilted the whole consciousness of the planet, or is in the process of. It's not the 20-year cycle that we know that is somewhat predictable, at least, when Saturn and Jupiter conjoin. But it is, in its own way, definitely making its mark on where things are in that whole evolutionary, revolutionary process. For those that have been online saying that something huge, magnanimous, enormous is going to happen, it's possible. It's there. But let's go back to perhaps one of the most magnanimous, enormous lightning bolt jolts we've had in our lifetime would be September 11th, 2001. On that morning, Mars was almost exactly conjoined to the South Node in Capricorn. Ironically, at 7:45 a.m. in New York, it was in the 4th house at that moment, the homeland. But Uranus was sitting over in Aquarius in retrograde by itself. So I don't think that the best interpretation of this conjunction on Sunday and Monday is necessarily something big and bad and bold. And okay, if it is and something happens somewhere in the world, we are under a moon wobble after all, I will eat the microphone. I'll do it. Just kidding. But the point is, I think what we're seeing is the rumblings are already happening. The discordia that you and others have been feeling has been building for some time. So the thing is we just process through it with peace and love and healing convergence. That if you're available on Sunday night, come join us on Facebook in the Fun Astrology podcast listeners group and Subconscious Mind Mastery listeners, or catch us on YouTube. We're there as well on the Fun Astrology podcast channel on YouTube. We'd love to have you join us. That's the offset. That's what we're going to be doing. So come on and hang out. It's a great group. And by the way, on that, listen to the latest Subconscious Mind Mastery podcast. Will blow your mind. Blow your mind. All right, back with financial astrology tomorrow. We'll see you. Have a great TGI Friday. Thanks for stopping by.